Thank you for tuning in to CWHipHop's podcast. I'm your host, DJ bvnc, aka Bang. Co-host here, I got Garke. Next to me, I got Prizm. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at bvnc9to5. Prizm, where can the listener find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at prizmrap, PRIZMRAP, and on Facebook as Prizm.
And then Garke, where can the listener find you at?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram at garkegains, GARKEGAINZ, and at pretty much every other platform, just Garke, GARKE.
Perfect. And then this week, we do have an interview, Ace Wild.
Man.
Where can the listener find you at?
You can find me on Instagram at ace_wild_official. On Facebook, it is Ace Wild LAX Musician. And on TikTok, it is Wildcard Mafia, as well as Twitter, that is Wildcard Mafia.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. So just getting right into it, you came over from Eau Claire. How was the drive?
It was long.
It's long? Yeah.
No lie, it's long.
Especially when you came alone. Normally people bring like a second person just for that long drive, but I was like, all right, he toughed it out.
Yeah, no, facts. Normally,
My homie was originally going to come, and then he just didn't line up in the schedule.
Oh, he bailed
Yeah.
on you, didn't he? No, I'm just joking.
All right. So recently, you've just dropped a song on the 12th, "Want My Heart Back," and it's out everywhere. I listened to it. We played it on the show.
It's
I
the
love
first one on the
song.
show, so if you guys go re-listen to the live DJ, you guys will hear it right away.
Yeah, and I have it on the Spotify playlist, so you can go CWHipHop on Spotify to hear it in there. But just kind of want to ask you about that. Like, anything you want to kind of add for the listener experience? What does the song kind of mean for you?
Well, it's just, wanting your heart back, pretty much. It's just kind of self-explanatory. Dealing with heartbreak is never easy for anybody. So if I can put something out there that helps other people, then I've pretty much done my job right. So.
Yeah, and you said you sat on it for a while. How long was that in the vault?
So I originally made the beat about 2.5 years ago. I had the hook on there probably about 2 years ago, and it's been like 8-9 different verses that I've kind of like skimmed through to get it done. And this was the final product, so I finally checked it out there.
And it's a good time to check it out. It's definitely really good, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I enjoy it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you recently released Conscious Extinction as well.
Conscious Extinction,
And then before that, was it Reapers?
Reapers.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was Reapers right.
I first heard you with Reapers, and I was like blown away. I was like, holy man, that music video, I love the music video with it. But that song was just crazy flow. It was that fast stuff that I enjoy, and I was glad somebody was doing it around here.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Ace. The first time I heard it, it was like 1 a.m. I just found out you were a Wisconsin artist. I heard it. I ran into his room and was like, bro, you need to listen to this flow. This shit is insane. He's like half asleep.
I'm half asleep, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I was like, dude, this is insane. And it's like, it's cool that you are really consistent with that throughout your music too. You keep the level of lyricism, the level of meaning and thought up to the top.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Number one, thank you. The visuals that came along with that was pretty cool too. I thought it just kind of fit. Everything kind of fit together. I'm not a big anime watcher, so when they decided to kind of put that on there, whoever I was talking through, I thought it just fit really well, and that blew up on TikTok.
I'm telling you right now that you could put anime almost over almost any song,
Yeah,
and it'll
much.
fit.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a fighting scene.
Oh yeah.
You want to talk about the show?
Yeah, so you do have a live show coming up here, so I want to mention at the end as well, but just bring it up. It's going to be in La Crosse, and it's hosted by another artist on the station, SB Stevie. So kind of want to talk about that. Is it going to be you, or are you going to have some openers? Who's going to be at the performance?
So we've been kind of talking about the set list here a little bit, just like the artist lineup and stuff. I'm going to be later in the show. SB Stevie's going to be earlier around 8:30. I'm going on 9:30, and then we're opening up for Lil Myro. So he's got a couple artists that are coming along. We're kind of the acts just before him and his gang go on.
Okay.
So,
Could you explain who's Lil Myro?
Lil Myro's out of Milwaukee. I don't know much about him. I haven't gotten really the chance to go and take a look at him, but yeah, from what I've seen, he's on everywhere. He's verified on Instagram, so
Okay.
dude's definitely got a good
Well, we
following.
gotta check out Lil Myro, MYRO, right?
Yep.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Where's it at?
It's at the Cavalier in La Crosse, the Cavalier Theater. So
What day do? What time do the doors open at?
it's 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Okay.
Saturday.
Is it all
July
ages?
24th. It's 18 plus.
18 plus. Okay, so that'd be a good venue to look at, I guess.
So that was July 24th.
Yep, July 24th. Yep.
All right.
No, it is.
It is.
It is July 24th. It's still coming, my dude. Shit. That's super cool that you're doing a show, especially with, it's hosted by SB Stevie, who's, again, we just found him out 2 weeks ago as well, and got him on the station. So he's another CWHipHop artist. I think that's awesome, and you guys are fucking homies,
Oh,
so that's even cooler.
We've put on a couple shows together. Definitely, I don't know if you've ever heard of Legends down in La Crosse. big club bar
No.
down there. It's kind of like our club scene
Yep.
down there. We hosted a show and we sold that thing out. So
Let me get. Is that the Chopper Still Sings?
yeah, that was a DJ.
Okay,
Chopper
well,
Still
we'll be
Sings.
getting to that soon in the podcast. Don't worry, I got that on the list. We'll talk about that more for sure. But otherwise, I guess the first question I have for you, pretty simple one, pretty self-explanatory. Why Ace Wild? Why you call yourself Ace Wild?
Rap name generator.
Really?
No way!
Really?
You're shitting me right
So
now.
when I got found by my producer, he literally was just like, he typed in cool rap names in Google.
You're kidding.
And he's like, how's this one sound? I'm like, all right, cool.
Did you at least okay, there's something that I at least did, and we had to do for Mason as well. Look up to see if there's other artists called Ace Wild, like anywhere else in the world doing the same thing, just to make sure, you're the one with the name. Did you make sure you did that?
So, funny you say that.
Okay,
I had put out like 2 or 3 songs, and there was another guy named Ace Wild, and we still have this little clash thing on Spotify and my YouTube where our music gets kind of overlaid. So he hasn't put anything out in a couple years, but he messaged me on Instagram, and he's like, oh man, this is awkward. I'm like, oh, what's up, man? He's like, first one to blow up gets to keep the name, and I'm just like, all right, sounds good to me. And he hasn't really been releasing stuff.
And then he drops Reapers and kills them.
And I'm just like, I'm gonna take this, man. I'm just gonna take
it and run, man.
Yeah.
It's only one other person, and they're not even, and they have no stake in the game, or less of a stake than you do.
Yeah.
Then you're chilling. But I did not expect that to be the answer.
No one ever does.
Rap
I was like,
name
it was a good
generator.
name. I was like, all right,
Hello?
I really like that kind of a poker terminology. I thought maybe you were a gambler, like had some meaning behind it. I didn't realize it was just a
Yeah, like flat out no.
No, I just thought
it
Ace
just
was
had
like
nothing
maybe
with
part
it.
of your name, and you just put Wild as a cool little.
It sounded cool, man.
Yeah,
I was just
it
like,
does.
I had run with it.
I love the
It
name.
sounds
like,
good.
yeah,
I appreciate it.
I really like the branding for it. There weren't many of them, so I guess I didn't really see the other guys. Usually I type in yours right at the top. So yeah, definitely just take that and run. It's yours.
100%.
It's yours.
It's yours.
I mean,
100%, yeah.
Post Malone actually got his from a random name generator as well.
Really?
Yeah, so like,
Damn. Okay.
so
I actually
it's
did
a
not know
viable
that.
option.
I didn't
know
feel
that.
too bad after I found that out either. I was just like, you know what, he's pretty good. I'll take this. I'll take the same style.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yes. Again, I did not expect that at all. But you're an artist. You're a Wisconsin artist, to be more specific. And I assume that that's what you want to do with your life, correct?
Oh, yeah.
You want to be an artist. Well, what did you want to do when you were a kid? What did you growing up? What did you want to be? Clearly, you didn't want to be an artist your whole life. There's no way. I know I didn't want to do what I'm doing now my whole life.
The thought was always in the back of the mind.
Okay.
So when I grew up, I never did vocals. I was an instrument guy. I was a drummer for most of my life. So, yeah. And then I just decided to kind of hop on it. I was really big into baseball. I could have gone to college for it, but decided not to.
Okay.
And music found its way to me. So then I finally was just like, all right, we got to do this, man.
That's the best way to do
So
it.
kind of getting into the music found you, what was it that inspired you? Was there somebody or something, some event that kind of made you or pushed you into music?
I've always been a huge follower of music. I was actually a big metal kid growing up. I didn't listen to much rap until I was like maybe 17. And I started music when I was 19. So I really didn't get much information or like knew about the culture until then. But yeah, I was a huge follower of music. I was a big live show guy, always going to shows and stuff like that. So music's always been there for me. So
That's dope.
So you always did music. When did you actually start doing like your own
Like,
rapping?
taking it serious.
I remember
yeah.
talking off air that you said you made your own beats. Did you make beats for somebody else, or were you like, I want to rap, so I'm gonna make my own beat right away?
And how long were you making beats before you started rapping?
So our local producer, I don't know what his name is by now, but we parted ways. He found me when I was around 19. I just turned 19. And for about 6 months, that's all I did. I sat in the studio for 12, 14 hours a day, and I just sat and watched and learned his craft because he wanted to teach me, and he knew that it was going to be good for my life. So
Yeah.
I just kind of sat there, and then I applied vocals to it, and we kind of just shifted from there. And here we are. All
Here we the
independent.
fuck are.
All
Jesus.
independent.
All right. So I mean, another easy question: Who do you look up to? It doesn't necessarily need to be in the music industry. If you got an idol of some other sorts, who inspires you the most or motivates you the most?
So I do get a lot of crap for this, but I'm a huge Hollywood Undead fan.
Dude,
Yeah,
you're,
no,
yes.
like,
People are giving you crap for that. That's what I came up on.
Yeah.
That is my shit,
Love
dude.
Hollywood.
No one's gonna be able to see this on Spotify.
Oh,
but
he's got the dove.
that was my first tattoo.
Dude, hold on. Hold on.
I can't
Hold
get the
on.
whole
Is this
thing.
going on YouTube?
This is going on motherfucking
Go to our
YouTube.
new YouTube, youtube.com, CWHipHop.
There it is, bro. He's got the dove. He's got the grenade dove
Few of the
from
members
Hollywood
will see
Undead.
this, so.
I love how it's focusing on the microphone. Thank you,
That's
camera.
awesome.
I appreciate
It's all
that.
good, you know. We're just gonna pull that. I
No.
didn't even pull my shirt all the way up.
Boom, there it is. Let's
Yes,
go.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's That's called content for anybody who doesn't know. And now I gotta fix the camera zoom. All right.
So you said you went to a lot of like live shows. Who were some bigger ones or ones that you had most memories going to and seeing live?
Hollywood Undead was definitely the main one. I've traveled to many different places, definitely across Wisconsin, Minnesota. The furthest I've gone was Atlanta, and that was probably the best experience of my life. And yeah, I've been super close with them for a long time.
Super close with them? What is that supposed to mean?
I ran their fan page.
Really?
You did?
Huge. If you ever saw anything called Undead Army?
Yes.
Posted up and like all the fan stuff.
You're kidding me.
I was an admin on there for years.
That's dope as hell, dude.
And we all ganged up together and headed down to Atlanta for those shows and went to the ones across Wisconsin because actually a bunch of them are from here. So, but yeah,
that's fucking cool, man. That's awesome. I did not expect to hear that.
Yeah, the admins of the page.
Huh. Wow. I didn't realize there were enough people in Wisconsin to be the ones to run the Hollywood Undead fan page.
Right?
There's a lot of weird stuff like that in Wisconsin.
I don't know, man. I love Hollywood Undead, though. I've always loved Hollywood Undead.
Huge influence. You can definitely tell in the early parts of my music that they're really there for it.
See, one thing I would have guessed listening to your music, especially listening to a lot of your older music, you almost sound like a Fred Durst at some points.
I've never.
Do you like Limp Bizkit?
I am not a big Limp Bizkit fan.
No, I'm dead
I
ass.
took Linkin Park over Limp Bizkit all day.
Hey, that's fair.
No, that's fair. I understand.
If I had to pick one, Linkin Park.
For real. But I mean, Break Stuff is such a good song, though.
Yeah.
And Hot Dog Flavored Water, you know.
Oh, dude, Golden Cobra, all those. I love those fucking songs, bro. But I don't know. That's just one thing I picked out when I was listening to your music, especially when I was listening to like Walk Among, which your first song on Spotify, and from 2008. Before we get into that, though, I do want to ask. What did your first setup look like? What did you do?
Oh,
what did you have? Your first DAW, your first equipment. Let us know the whole fucking spiel. I want to know how did my man Ace Wild start?
So thankfully, I was blessed enough to have a large amount of equipment, having a producer and stuff like that.
Yep.
And co-running like an independent label. That's how we started. We were just picking people apart from the local area and doing that. But we had a set of JBLs to start off with. We had the Machine K2 for MIDI. And then we just ran Logic, and we just kind of did everything from there, and just made our own sounds, beats.
And how old were you when you started that?
I started when I was 19.
19. Okay.
And I'm turning 23 this year.
All right.
So
I guess
going into like the Walk Among, and you released that in 2018. How did you really like find the sound? Was there something that kind of pushed you? Did you do a lot of trial and error, or have you always been that kind of consistent with it from like that song?
Like that's his sound. Like is that where you found your sound? Like your rap style and voice?
I mean, it's kind of tough. That was the easiest song to write for me ever.
Oh.
So everything just kind of flowed. It wasn't freestyle, but it was just, I got all that writing done within like 10 minutes, and I was just like, all right, cool. Okay. And that's just really what I wanted to talk about at the time. So I definitely reference that song a lot in other pieces of music. So.
Okay. I mean, I'm also going to ask, how do you feel about that song in terms of it being, first of all, your first song on Spotify, and also I only ask because you do put a lot of meaning and thought into your music, especially one of your most recent, your Conscious Extinction. There's so many things to pick apart in there. So what is it that I guess got you onto that Walk Among?
Walk Among, that's demons, man. Everybody deals with them. Mental health is a huge thing in the world nowadays, and I'm a super big advocate for it, and I just don't want people to feel alone, pretty much. I want people to just kind of feel like they got a saving grace, you know what I mean?
Of course.
That's what music did for me. I want it to do the same thing for everybody else.
And I noticed that listening, it kind of sounded like you were almost talking to someone.
Yeah.
And like had like the purpose behind those lyrics to like give them the message versus just saying who you are and what you do. And like that's one thing about rap and hip hop is who am I and like saying things like that. But you kind of got that giving a almost like, I don't want to say friend, but like somebody there to like talk to, even if you're just listening. It's kind of reminded me almost like a song podcast way. It was like you're having conversation in the song almost. From the first one all the way to like the Conscious Extinction, it was just consistently talking about. I noticed there's a lot of like anti-drug and like things like that. I wanted to ask you about that kind of, but what were you gonna say, Ty?
Oh, I was just gonna comment on a funny comment that we got on our Instagram live here. Shotgun Donnie Plays says, "Yo, I love Vanilla Ice." Oh, JK, proud of you, bro.
Here we go. Well, you found your way onto the podcast, man. Thank you.
Shout out to you, Shotgun Donnie.
Yeah. Donnie's the homie. He's one of the day ones.
That's good. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I get compared to Vanilla Ice a lot. So definitely in the looks. So
I think I saw a meme for that the other day.
Yeah.
Stevie just posted one this
Oh,
morning,
Stevie
too.
posted it. Yeah, that's where I saw it. That is hilarious.
I love it.
Gosh, bro.
But yeah, so you have a lot of, I guess, anti-drug lyrics and kind of meaning with when you're talking. So I guess, what is that?
Drug abuse was huge for me growing up, probably between the ages of 15 and 19.
Wow.
We got another Vanilla Ice comment.
Now, here we go. Now
Afro guy 321. Oh man,
that's literal day one. He's been there.
Literal day one.
He's been there since.
We got Savage Sethi.
That's the homie that was supposed to be here.
We got Seth. You missed out, my man.
Now they're all rolling in. They're
Damn,
making fun of me.
bro.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you.
Yo, we
It's
love
the
the content
homie.
though. That's just, it's the homie. Exactly.
goes.
You gotta love them.
Yeah, that shit's too funny. Okay, sorry to cut you
Oh,
off.
no, it's
you're
just a good time to laugh.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
I just want to include everybody. You know,
Of
we got the
course.
live chat, so it's nice to have
I was
that.
really into drugs. And I'm like, oh man, okay. It just hit the heart there. But no, yeah, from like 2015, or from the age of 15 all the way up until I was 19, huge drugs. I fell into the wrong crowd for sure. And I definitely saw my own self-destruction. That's not the plan that I wanted in life. And that is right when music found me. Music found me at my lowest point, and I don't know. I see too many people abuse it. I don't have anything against drugs in itself. You know what I mean? Like, you know, just the hallucinogenics doesn't matter. That's just not my role.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, never could go against that. It's the abusing part.
Yeah,
And
of
where
course.
there's a fine line for me where music is, it's just like talking about your experiences in like your own way and then pushing it onto people. You know what I
course.
mean?
Yeah,
Just
no,
say
I
like,
got you.
because, you know, we all grew up listening to whatever we listened to, you know what I mean? And we're super impressionable. Anybody
Of
could
course.
just, like, if you look up to somebody and they just go, hey, I do cocaine, you know what I mean? And you pick that up, like,
No, that
it's
is
just kind
facts.
of like,
That is
that's a
facts.
big pickup, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So,
They don't call them influencers for nothing.
that's right.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'm really
It's
glad
understandable.
Of course, yeah, and I'm glad you're able to get out of that self-sabotage
Oh, yeah.
and get out of that crowd because
And continue to push that message.
exactly
For music.
because it's super easy at any point in your life to actually get into the wrong crowd because they can entice you in different ways. They can show good intentions when they don't have good intentions. But I'm glad music found you, man.
Oh, yeah,
Fuck
me
yeah.
too. It saved my life, flat out. No joke.
Well, hopefully your music one day saves somebody else's life.
That's all I want.
There
It
you
can be
go.
one person.
That's all you
I've
need.
reached my goal.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's it.
Hell yeah. So since Walk Among, though, you actually dropped 3 more times in 2018 and 6 singles. Wait, 3 more times? Oh, and in 2019 you had 6 singles and an album. My bad.
Wow, you really did your research.
Oh,
Holy
bro,
crap,
I told you we're
could be-
going in. Dude.
Oh
I
my
told you we're going
goodness.
in, dude.
I appreciate you.
Just
man.
wait till
Thank
we get
you.
to the social media deep dive. You don't even know what's going on.
Oh, God. Here we go.
So you released Tears, Clear the Air, Point Blank, Crash, The Grave, Something to Say, Not My Fault, which is a fantastic song, but I love that song.
Thank you.
Judgment Day and Hatred Love. Those were the 6 tracks that you released in 2019. And then, or wait, were 3 of those the 2018 ones? Did I write that down wrong? Whatever, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. We're good.
But your first EP was 5 tracks called Remains. I had to make sure that it was I wanted to find your first project.
Yep. That
Pretty
was my
solid.
first EP.
It's very solid EP.
Definitely, it was stuff that was kind of left over from the previous label and producer that I was rocking with, and I just kind of had it, and I'm like, you know what, just kind of put a little bit of an homage to it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it might
That
not
makes
be
sense.
out there forever. So if you want to go listen to it, go ahead.
On Spotify, my man Ace Wild. And your first album was called Unorthodox, and that one's got some big plays in it for sure. 16 tracks in 2019, definitely a dope album. You want to talk about that a little bit? How did that meet your expectations? You know, did you have to push it hard? You know, how did that all go for you with the whole drop of the album?
At that time, I really wasn't big keen into like promotion outside of just, hey homies, like, share it if you would like, no like paid promotion or anything. No music videos either, really. Yeah, I didn't have a single music video for that one. But yeah, Unorthodox was just kind of a collage of what I was kind of moving on towards my direction for everything. And it just kind of ended up being 16 tracks. I originally had 12, and then some things happened, and then we added just a bunch. It really wasn't that organized. But Unorthodox was just kind of like the way that we were doing music at the time. It just wasn't, we didn't have a routine.
Oh, so that's a good name for it then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the
definitely
other one,
made it.
Remains.
That's
It was just songs you had left over.
See, you put thought into everything. That's why I got to ask you all these questions.
I
That's
like that.
awesome.
I like that about some artists. Like, you got to
Hell
peel back
yeah.
the layers to actually see
Exactly.
the whole picture. Yeah, I love that.
Exactly. You want
And then so then in 2020 you had another EP, the No Name, that had 6 tracks. You want to talk on that one a little bit?
This one's funny because it had a couple funny songs in it. Cardigan's probably my favorite one, to be honest.
God, dude,
Cardigan
that one goes
is
so
really
hard
good.
live. It goes so hard
Does
live.
it?
Everybody loves that song. I made that song in 20 minutes.
Oh, man.
And
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, it bangs.
Yeah, I made it in 20 minutes.
The beat and everything, too?
Yeah, beat.
You're kidding.
Well, I mean, obviously, like that. It's a 16-bar verse that has basically no meaning to it, but like, I was just kind of.
But it goes hard, bro.
Yeah, the No Name EP was really funny, and that album cover. We were in a time in our lives, and Savage Sethy will know about that. We were living together at the time, and somebody had bought me a sex doll as a gag gift, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna use it.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna use it for the album.
Prop.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing a robe, and it just kind of like ties it with Cardigan and No Name and Lil Ithy, the other guy. He actually saved me after Unorthodox. He was a local artist, and he actually ended up moving out to Oregon. But I hopped onto a few tracks of his, and I found my lighter side in that.
Okay.
And so I got to give a big shout out to him, because if I probably would have stayed on that darker side, and things probably wouldn't have gotten to where we are now if it wasn't for him pulling me and saying, hey, you can like relax a little bit. You know what I mean? Not everything has to be so deep all the time.
Yeah.
So just having that good balance was really nice for a change.
And then this year, you dropped 3 songs, and oh god,
Reapers.
they're
that
all
was the first one I
amazing.
found.
Reapers was amazing.
And that one really sold me on your music,
Mhm,
and I had to go back and listen to some of your other stuff. How was the process for that one? Did you make that one in 10 minutes too, or?
No,
There's no way.
No.
I wouldn't believe it.
So I that's probably the beat most recently that I put the most work into, just like with everything with drums, synths, pads, everything, every element of that beat. It just really slapped, and then with the mix coming out the way that it did, I was just like, all right, I gotta have somebody on here. And then another local Wisconsin artist, Ty Red, I had to have him on there, dude. That dude spits so fast.
Where's he from?
He is originally from La Crosse.
Oh, okay.
He's kind of been in and out of the music scene recently, but when he's on, he is on.
All right.
So.
Well, that's another one we can hit up, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Also, you had released Conscious Extinction. Now, I'm guaranteeing there's some meaning in there. Can you kind of like...
Guarantee, bro.
Yeah. So
the first like 2 seconds has meaning.
Can you kind of give an explanation for what the song is trying to talk about?
So, I'll kind of give you a little bit of a backstory. So, after Unorthodox, I had to kind of move towards a direction where I really wanted to just be a little bit more organized, kind of sit where I wanted to, like what message I really wanted to push my music towards. And I ended up making that beat, and I made that hook, and I had been sitting on it since Unorthodox was released.
Okay.
So, and then push come to shove, Durand, the rapper, absolutely fantastic artist. He ended up following me on Instagram out of nowhere, and I was just like, I have this song, I haven't been able to write anything to it. I've got this hook on here, and I love the hook. Like, what else am I gonna do? And I chucked it his way, and he sent me his verse back in 3 days. I'm like, all right, like this is it.
Now you gotta get on it.
This is gonna be the crown jewel for me for a minute.
Hell yeah.
And we shot one music video that didn't work out, and then we shot the next music video, and it took a little bit of time, which is totally fine. But finally, we got it out 2 years later, and yeah, that song obviously has a lot of meaning to me.
But even that music video is hard as fuck. First of all.
Oh yeah, Blia from Pearl Studios
video.
he does such an amazing job. That's his dance.
Shout out whoever you want whenever you
Oh,
want.
okay,
So
cool.
Go ahead,
I don't know.
Go ahead and shout out a lot if you want. It's all good. Go ahead.
Yeah, Blia is a dance choreographer.
Okay.
On the side job too. So like all those dancers, those are all him. That's
Oh,
like that's all
damn.
his yeah,
Okay.
that's his choreography team.
So that probably saved you money then too.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah, they.
I can only imagine what that costs to get 6 people to dance in your video.
He knows him personally, and like I haven't obviously got the chance to meet him, but I told him, I'm like, if I ever go out there, like I want to shake each one of your hands personally, because like the visuals on that like really
Super
brought
good.
something out. So yeah.
And then I was gonna say, so with the Conscious Extinction, is that when you started like really getting more into marketing and getting better at pushing it? Because I did see the first thing that I saw with the Conscious Extinction was it almost looked like a text post, but it was like a TikTok post almost, you know? It had text above it, text below it, and you said something about gonna fuck up the rap game, or I don't know what the caption was, but it was like a clickbait caption.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that when you started really pushing and getting more into marketing your things? Because that is a good way to do it.
I knew that this song definitely had some controversial topics in there. You know, a lot of what we talk about in that song comes off as corny. I understand that. The hip hop game is definitely something different. I'm still gonna push what I believe in.
Of course.
So I'm like, if this can like really grasp you and like make you think, that's all I really want out of that. And the amount of stuff that I got back from that is like disgusting. I'm not even gonna lie. Like death threats, stuff like that.
Dead ass.
Yeah, no joke.
Wow.
Okay, what the fuck?
Yeah, which is, typical with...
Hey, haters though, right?
Hey, man.
They listen to the song, right?
All publicity is good publicity.
Hell yeah. This man knows what he's talking about.
That's right.
Do you believe me now when I say that? No, you still don't.
I'm telling you, man.
All publicity is good
It sucks.
publicity.
I don't believe in it either. And like that clickbait stuff, that was the first time I've ever done anything like that. Like in a real big sense, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it definitely did its job and did what I wanted it to.
Well, I'm glad, yeah. So it met your expectations then.
Oh, yeah,
drop
by
for the
far.
song.
Views, I'm never really big on views. I'm big on people coming back.
Yep, engagement. That's
if I have 68 views on a song that's been out for 2 months, but I have people that come back to the next ones, that just shows me what I got to do moving forward.
Exactly.
You can't sit in one spot.
Exactly, my man. He knows what's up.
Yeah.
And then your most recent one, if you want.
Yeah. So your most recent one, "Want My Heart Back." I think we talked about that one on the live DJ, but kind of explain what that is. I know it's you said it was more of a heartbreak song, but was there anything that was kind of behind it?
Can you sit in for the video more? Just so when you're talking, at least sit in, just because it gets your face.
I forgot about that one.
I'm just making sure. I know. I'm just making sure.
So I've been sitting on that song for a while. I made that beat around the same time I did Conscious. Nothing really hit me at that point in my life. And then, as life goes, you go through a breakup, and then you kind of have to sit there and reflect on it. I had to sit on there and just look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, I'm having trouble writing this. I'm having trouble finding a flow. But I've got this dope hook once again. I'm just like, I've got this really cool hook. And that one actually wasn't even the same as the one that's out now. But, yeah, just trying to sit there and find the real, tidbits in that story of mine to, really just push it was the hardest part. And that's why it took so long to come out. But it's out. And I originally wasn't planning on dropping it as a single, but I said, you know what? I'm going to do it.
I mean, I assume you're going to be making a whole project out of these, right? These are singles for a project, right? You can drop a little bit of info on here if you want to. Not that many people are watching. Don't worry.
Yeah, I've definitely had something sitting in the books, and this is actually the second version of this album that I've got all done. So I actually made a first one and completely trashed it.
Oh,
okay.
Damn.
So those songs will probably never see the light of day.
You pretty sure just put them out as SoundCloud exclusives or something like that? Just
probably.
Just somewhere where it's like, the only way I can listen to this is going on this,
Oh, they're really hard to find, and there's only one person who ever gets the demos. And
send us the files.
Yeah. Afro guy, you know.
Send us the files.
He gets them first, and then he puts them on his Twitch stream. So
hey, that's what's up. They supporting the homie on the Twitch streams. That's what's
right.
up.
That's right. But yeah, I've got an album dropping later this year that definitely has included those last three.
Is there a name for the album yet?
I'm not ready to drop that.
I
really want to.
Come on, man. I mean, you're allowed to.
Okay, you know what? It's called Fresh Start.
Fresh Start. All right. Okay.
So there's gonna be a lot of meaning, and there's a lot more.
There you go.
There's a lot more tracks that'll definitely pull up some personal stuff. I don't usually do that. I was definitely most vulnerable these last couple months making music, and
only the real ones have heard them, says Savage.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, kind of going back into the lacrosse show, are you excited for it? Do you have a set list going for it?
Oh yeah.
What can somebody who might want to go out to the show expect from you for the show?
So if anybody was at the Legends show, the last one, I'll just mention it again. Similar set list, a lot of stuff off the No Name EP. Definitely bringing some new ones in here. I'm gonna post that set list.
Be played.
Cardigan is the second song I'm playing.
We should might have to go to that.
Probably, you guys should.
Might have to go to that. What is? I'm not gonna check my phone right now. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. There's 2 unreleased songs that I'm playing as well.
Okay.
Do you got names for those?
I can't.
See, listen, everybody in the live chat is hyping up the fact that you just dropped the name of the album, and they were also saying, "Let's just drop it, do it."
Yeah.
So I mean, if you got
it's sitting in my phone right now. Believe me, I would love to drop it.
All right,
but
no
I
worries,
can't.
no worries. It's all good.
I've got a song with SB Stevie that we're playing. We actually have the music video in the works right now. It's coming back soon. So.
Wait, is that unreleased?
Yeah, it's unreleased. Okay. We played it at the last show. But it didn't.
I think I saw your social post for that. You made a post about coming soon. SB Stevie movie.
Oh yeah. It looks great so far.
So I guess what inspired? I guess we somewhat talked about it in the beginning, and also in the live DJ. What inspired you to make Want My Heart Back? I mean, you said it was more about you got your heart stolen, you got your heart broken. Yeah. It's all about that. But was there an event that happened? Did your heart get broken?
Oh yeah.
What's the story behind it?
Oh yeah. I was a big old puddle of mess. It was bad.
Okay. I understand. We all understand that. Yes.
You fall into some old habits, and that's just kind of what finds you, and then you just kind of have to sit there and realize what people do to you. You know what I mean? People will walk all over you.
Send us the files. Send it to us.
Yeah.
CWHipHop R&B at gmail.com.
Those are locked in a vault. He knows that.
All right.
But yeah, no, I definitely had an experience right before I came up here. Definitely had a different vision of what was going to happen after, I've been planning on moving up here for like a year.
I was going to ask that.
So like the original version of Fresh Start was in the works, and then everything kind of flipped. Part of this situation was because of it, and then it kind of put the new spin on everything here. So yeah, that situation, person just wasn't a good person. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I can believe it.
We meet people like that every once in a while.
That's right.
That's life, man. Not everybody can be, sunshine and rainbows, man.
So you kind of talked about earlier in your life you did baseball. Do you have any other passions outside of music that you?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge sports fan.
What kind of sports?
Football. Huge Packers fan. Basketball, I kind of flip everywhere around, but obviously right now with the Bucks.
Bucks and 6. I don't even know what that means, but I say it.
I saw that you're not a big basketball watcher.
I don't watch basketball.
No. Okay.
I was a wrestler growing up, and wrestling, we did not agree with basketball.
Okay, that makes sense. I can totally see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's not don't get me wrong, it's like not a bad sport, but like I really don't want to sit there and watch people just run up and down a court all day. Especially when they pretty much score every single time. It's either 2 points or 3.
You've got a good point. And I mean, you being a wrestler, that makes sense.
Also, another reason why I don't like baseball as much.
Yeah, baseball.
It just gets a little bit boring.
Okay.
I like it when
I understand.
When it's a team who hits home runs and who actually when they actually dive for balls and shit like that. When they're actually trying, they don't try anymore, bro.
Oh yeah,
Back in the day, they used to dive. They used to fucking hit home runs. They used to be jumping over the goddamn fence to catch the ball. They used to be fucking running their ass off. They don't anymore.
Now it's definitely lackadaisical. I hate watching baseball.
That's a
like
good
I don't like watching baseball. World Series, that's it. I don't watch anything else. Or maybe if the game's on. Maybe I'll kind of I'll watch a couple innings. I'll probably pass out. But it's just like I like playing baseball. That was my sport. That was my self-confidence.
I enjoy playing it as well. Again, I just can't watch it.
Yeah, no, I hate watching it.
Well, I guess this was a question for later, but since you already brought it up, you're a Packer fan. What's your favorite player? Ever, not just now. It could be any. It could be at any time. It doesn't necessarily have to be now.
If you can't pick one, give us
mine is Brett Favre, and so Brett Favre's not
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
He's right there, baby.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers all day.
All right.
He gets a bad rep, so.
He has been recently.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
AR's my guy.
But fuck yeah, he's a great quarterback. Let's be honest. But any other passions other than just sports, though?
I do a little bit of graphic design.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy. I do a little bit of drawing. Outside of that, it's more or less just I love hip hop. I love everything that hip hop brings, man.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Promotion, every single aspect, engineering,
hell yeah.
Producing, recording, the people that you meet. Live shows is actually my favorite.
It's so much fun. We've only been to a couple, but God, they're fun.
I'm telling you, if you want to, you come to this one, you will not regret it.
All right, sounds fucking good, bro.
I close every show.
Might have to take off on that day if it's work day.
If not, you and I can go. Oh, you work.
Yeah,
I might have to make a
what day is it though? Is it Friday?
I think Saturday night.
Wait, when does it start though? And it's 2 hours away. Yeah, I'd have to take off. Shit.
I would have to 100% take off.
All right. Well,
I totally understand if you can't. I'm not one to talk arrogance. But my live shows, they're something else.
I believe it.
I take a lot of pride in that.
Nobody's doubting that.
I'm
not one to talk myself up very much, so it's kind of out of my comfort zone.
But then I guess what's like the day in the life of Ace Wild? What does that look like? Is there any positive daily habits that you have? Examples like making bed, meditating, cleaning. Is there anything that you do that you think separates you from others or secures the fact that you have a good day if you do this?
I've never really thought about that. But my daily routine is just I wake up, it's music.
Okay.
I wake up and I go to work, it's music.
What's day job?
I work at Quick Trip.
Oh, right.
Sure,
nice.
I'm a Quick Trip employee.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna tie
essential employees.
I'm just gonna tie that into another question that I had later on. I saw a post on your social media. A lot of your fans are Facebook enthusiasts or Quick Trip enthusiasts on Facebook.
You're gonna bring that up.
Yeah, I
that post. I remember
that shit was
post.
funny. I don't know. The caption was "Don't tell them" or something like that.
Yep.
It was pretty funny.
I do it every time.
It's pretty good. So I guess that ties in. Then he's a worker there. That's probably why that they're in Quick Trip enthusiasts. You should just be like have business cards and like every single time somebody comes to Quick Trip, be like, "Hey, Ace Wild," just hand it to him.
See, you think it would be that way, and that was the thing when I lived in La Crosse, that people would come into my store and recognize me. And sometimes it became an issue.
Really?
Oh, really?
It definitely became an issue. People were coming in consistently. It's like I never have a problem talking to people. You know what I mean? But if like this isn't my normal,
it's your
like
day job.
you know what I mean. This isn't you. This isn't like your like true self. And then they kind of walk in expecting that, oh hey, this is the guy, the rapper guy. You know what I mean?
No, this is the Quick Trip guy.
It's like no, my name tag says Matt. This isn't Ace Wild, man. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was definitely awkward for the longest time. So moving here definitely helped with that. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't even think that'd be a thing, but I guess if you're big in your hometown, I mean.
And his hometown crowd was it was a lot of our age group, 20s, teens and stuff like that, but then a lot of senior citizens.
Wait,
like the off-putting like senior citizens, like hippies. Pretty much. Yeah.
Interesting.
A lot.
Okay.
Like no lie, like they come in baked.
What's the percentage on that? You say a lot. What's the percentage on that?
Like out of the senior citizens, all of them are hippies. Yeah, all of them are hippies that listen to my music. Like, all right, cool.
I mean, that was the percentage I was going for, but
not to go against hippies.
And imagine Karen listening.
But what's the percentage of like elderly people compared to?
Oh, definitely huge gap.
To regular.
Okay. Huge gap.
Okay.
Huge gap.
Like
yeah.
30 down, or whatever.
Yeah, maybe, like 1% maybe.
Oh, okay.
Out of my listeners is like elderly people, but still, it's
That's
still kind of crazy.
Funny,
You have somebody walk in, they're 70 years old, and they're like, "Oh, that rap song was really good." I'm like, what? Like it's like thank you, like thank you. But they're just like, "Oh man, it's so good." And I'm just like, all right, like cool, like I'll take it, like thank you. It's just wasn't expecting that,
So you make music now, kind of going from where you started. What does your setup kind of look like now? Do you have like a nicer setup from before, or do you have to take it on your own because you said you were given a lot of nice equipment up front?
Yeah, so back when my producer and I split, we kind of had an agreement, like I would take certain equipment that was under my name, that was leased, whatever. It's a lot of stuff through Sweetwater, actually. You mentioned that
great
earlier.
place, yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Sponsor us.
Yeah.
Wait just a little bit for me, just a little bit. My microphone was kind of in your face before, and it was kind of a problem.
All right.
Keep going, sorry.
And then I got some Yamaha HS7s for my studio monitors. I still use the MK2. I have to get machined. I've been lazy, not gonna lie. Moving around these last couple of years, I just really haven't had time to have a MIDI setup. But I have a Hackintosh as my computer setup, so just so I could get Logic, because as I said, I can't go without Logic. Logic is my main thing, my main DAW.
Of course.
And then I have a PVC and audio blanket set up for a booth.
Okay, explain that to me.
It's about 8 feet tall. It's made out of 5. It's like
pipes.
Yeah, PVC pipes. It's got a PVC frame.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
So keep explaining more.
So it's like it's kind of portable. The blankets are heavy as hell. They're about 50 pounds each. But it works absolutely fantastic. My engineer right now, he said he's like, I've never had somebody's vocals come in that clear.
Damn.
And it really works. I've got a Warm Audio 87 as my mic. That's by far my favorite mic to use.
Okay.
Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much the setup. Just got a regular monitor.
I mean, we were talking about. I went to a they called it a Airbnb weekend with BSC, just a group in Wisconsin that does Wisconsin hip hop. And they actually had a portable booth, and I was really intrigued by it because it's like super easy to make, literally made out of cardboard, like heavy, like the heavy duty cardboard, like not the 1-ply, but like the 3-ply. And then they put on the inside, they put just those squares all the way around it.
Oh, that little box.
And then they just had the mic going from underneath it with like an arm up into it.
Yeah.
And then over the top, you lift up blankets and you go in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that shit sounded so clean, dude. And I didn't expect it to, considering like I was standing outside of the cardboard booth. And I'm not gonna lie, it didn't sound like the vocals were gonna be coming in smooth. It sounded like there was gonna be a lot of reverb on them and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lick, not even a little bit. It was kind of insane. So if the PVC one works that well too, that's not a bad idea. I might like PVC more than the cardboard just because it won't get wet. But
moisture, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because that's even more portable. You can put it portable in the rain.
Yeah.
If you're recording in the rain, find somewhere
Well,
else.
they're
to
not
record.
recording in the rain.
Well, yeah,
I mean, like
you can
moving
go
it.
record in the rain.
Oh,
you put a
Jesus
blanket.
Christ.
And then
It
the tarp
gives a
over the
live
top.
nature aspect to
tell
your
us some-
recording.
I mean, hey, yeah.
Be
Rain
different.
ambiance? Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Be different.
actually.
I mean, your mic might go to shit, but
Maybe
be
that's
different.
the next wave. It's like nature.
Just put like an umbrella over your mic. Get one of those umbrellas that you could just attach to
Oh,
it.
God.
That'd be funny as hell, to be honest. Dude, you see somebody walking. I've seen like vloggers using it with their camera. They got like those little black umbrellas that just screws into the top of it, and you're just holding it. It just looks so dumb. Go inside.
Right.
But back to the day in the life. You said you work at Quick Trip as a day job, and then it's just music, just straight up music all the time. So what is like the process with the music though? What do you start with? How do you get in the mood? How do you get the vibe? How do you create shit?
Something to roll through my head. Like
just
all
anything,
times.
just at random.
It's lyrics, it's a beat that I had been working on. Like even EQ channels, I'm like, you know what, I could probably adjust that when I get home. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, like just visualizing that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So there's always something that I'm gonna go back and just go, you know what, I gotta get work on this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of compulsive in that.
I understand.
Like OCD with it. So other than that, yeah, I don't do much besides work and make music and do everything in that aspect.
Fuck yeah, man.
When you write, kind of a two-part question. Do you freestyle or do you write?
I write.
Okay, so do you write on pen and paper or do you type in your...
It's got to be pen and paper.
Pen and paper. Okay, because I saw that on your Instagram and I was just kind of curious.
Yeah, he had that question.
Why?
Good question.
I guess why versus like most people do on their phone, it's portable, right in your pocket everywhere.
Typing, I don't know. I grew up a writer.
Okay.
That too. I was big in English
sense,
class. That was my best subject. But there's something different when it's the physical writing aspect. I feel like there's a lot of more personalization, especially in your handwriting alone. You look back and it's just kind of like, I don't know, not to be like super specific because it probably doesn't happen a lot, but like if you're upset, you know what I mean? Like it's going to be a little bit different.
Oh,
like with your emotion and stuff like that. If you're going through something, whatever you're going through, like you're going to look at that and remember that. Whereas typing for me, like I lose emotion really quick. So whenever I type, it's just for quick bars. You know what I mean? If I think of something witty, I'm just like, all right, you know what, cool. Like, I'll just put that down really quick. And then I'll bring that back up when I go back into the notebook. I have like 10 notebooks at home. It's just scattered songs everywhere.
Like, how many stacks?
It's that part's not organized at all. Like, I'm not going to lie, it's bad.
I understand. I have a lot of notebooks that I need to go through as well for a lot of different things.
One artist that kind of reminded me when you're saying you like writing, Zildjian, he does a lot of like writing, I don't know if it's like poems or just essays or things, but like he's got like the calligraphy with it all. And like he gets crazy with his style and his font with it. Do you just do all straight writing, or do you kind of get like artsy with it almost?
Sometimes titles, definitely. If I write a title up on the top of the page, I gotta do something. I gotta doodle with it. You know what I mean? Do a little quick drawing and like Want My Heart Back. The album cover is actually based off a drawing I did.
Awesome. Okay.
My buddy Connor ended up re-editing that and then putting that up for that.
Sweet.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
I was also gonna bring up. It reminded me of JD because when we first went to his studio that one day, which. It's literally under a staircase in his room, just like a side with like a blanket as the doorway.
Harry Potter almost.
Like a Harry Potter, dead ass.
I like that.
But up on his walls in the studio, he has paper plastered there with like lyrics.
Like his original lyrics, like original
lyrics.
that booth.
Yep.
That's dope.
Yeah, so that reminded me. So
Yeah,
I was gonna say like, organizing your notebooks. Like you almost don't even need to organize them. Just go through, rip out all the good ones, and paste them up in your studio or paste them on a wall somewhere. I think that'd be dope.
Definitely when I get a home that I can just kind of settle at.
Of course.
Mean?
Because I know I'd be typing just about everything, but when I'm writing stuff, like you said, you almost put more into it. It's more energy out of you than just I'm just on my thumbs.
It's more
looking at
personalized.
the screen.
Like even if you can't write fast, like at the same time, like you're still feeling that emotion. Like you're still thinking. You write one word and you have a million thoughts go through your brain. You know what I mean? Like you can write that word once, write it again, you got a completely different emotion behind it.
Yeah.
It's crazy how brains work.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I never really thought about the emotion in the writing, but yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
Ty, do you want to get into the social media deep dive now?
Yeah, we can. I mean, we can go right into that. But I actually have one more question for the present here. What's the setup look like now compared to what it was?
A lot better. Number one, I'm fully independent now.
Okay.
I don't have any ties towards anybody. No labels. No nothing. I haven't been fully independent. Well, I mean, I guess I was fully independent when I dropped No Name, the No Name EP. That was kind of like the first push.
Okay.
So now everything is under my control. It's just all under my basis. So definitely a lot better, a lot more personalized.
What about like equipment?
We kind of already went into that a little bit.
Did we go into
that? Just a little bit, yeah.
Okay, my bad.
I guess kind of going off of like you said, you do your own stuff now. How do you release your music? Do you go through somebody, or do you actually go out and release them all? Like DistroKid is kind of what I'm.
DistroKid is the main push.
Okay.
But I used to distribute for other people just through my account, just to kind of like, split revenue and stuff like that. Get a little bit of a buck, but I don't do that very much anymore because then it just ties into legal stuff. So I just kind of focus on my own stuff, It's just a lot easier that way.
Easier.
Yeah.
It's totally understandable for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But we're going to get into our segment called the Social Media Deep Dive. And this is kind of where I just literally stalk Ace Wild. That's what I did. I went on Ace Wild's Instagram, his Facebook. And I think I went on the Wildcard Mafia TikTok, but I don't think there was much on there, so I didn't really write anything down.
Oh man, you've missed the last couple of weeks.
And I also went on your YouTube, but it's all just music videos, correct? I think that's all I saw.
Yeah.
But which we'll talk about those in this because you post them everywhere else. But I stalked him. Okay, I did it. Take it from me. So first thing I got on here, which we kind of already touched up on, your homies with SB Stevie. Is he a day one? What is he? I mean, is he just a homie? What,
how'd you guys meet?
Crazy
give us the story on it. Yeah.
So when I was in college, I'm a college dropout too, by the way.
From where? Where'd you go to college?
Western in lacrosse.
Western in lacrosse. All right.
I went for business, went for 1 full year, and went nope. So, and I was gone. And then music found me. So you know what? I'm not too mad about it.
There we go. We got what? We when did I hit you up? 400 followers on Instagram. Like you easily could have been like, what the fuck is this? Like they're just starting this up. There's no way they're going anywhere. You know what I mean? And a lot of people have done that. I've gotten messages like that. I've gotten people that have turned it down like that.
Oh, yeah.
And that's fine. But we're here taking it seriously, and I'm happy to hear that, or happy to see that you're also taking it seriously and taking us seriously.
I'm glad to see that you guys are like here. Because this is, like, you guys don't realize how huge this is for independent artists and local artists and people trying to come up. Like, this is going to change lives. Like, it's changed my life right now. I never thought I'd be sitting in front of you talking about my music ever in my life.
That's what's up.
And that's one thing, too, with it is it's nice for people who want to take their music serious, but, like, as soon as you get signed to a label, you got to start doing those interviews, and we're going to have you to sign the T-shirt here. Sign merch. Like, there's just things that, like, little things that we're trying to add so that, like, if you're taking your music serious, these are things to think about. With, I guess, on the topic of CW Hip Hop, what would you kind of give any things you like, feedback, just anything that you think we could improve on?
You guys are doing everything right from what I've seen so far.
Okay.
As I said, I'm not usually too keen into like local radio and like people supporting local artists like that, because where I grew up in lacrosse, that wasn't a huge thing. We're not a huge music city. We're not a huge like independent performer.
Itself really isn't a huge music.
I know, and as I said, this awoke in me to like, who's from Wisconsin? You know what I mean? Because like I thought like, okay, we got lacrosse, we got a few people from Eau Claire. I didn't know about half these people, and I'm like, we got crazy talent here in Wisconsin.
Yo,
this
crazy
is
talent.
My man Guts in here too.
There's like 60 artists we're pushing right. Like we're getting close to that.
Is it crazy? I thought it was only close to 50. We're getting close to 60 now.
We're like 50.
Sheesh! You gotta update everything now.
You'll keep growing too. You'll keep growing.
That's crazy. Yeah. And we're gonna be like we were saying before. I don't know. I think we said in the live DJ how we're starting to find artists that don't live in Wisconsin anymore, but they still rep Wisconsin. And they're from Wisconsin, still making music, just repping Wisconsin.
Because we get that. There's not a scene here. If you're taking your music serious, you might have to move to Chicago, another big city.
Like, or like get that. Vinny's down in Florida now. Well, actually,
Lush is over in Georgia.
Atlanta, yep, exactly.
So. That's a big thing, too. A lot of people don't really hop onto that local scene for hip-hop, especially around here. Online presence is huge.
Yeah.
And I've definitely pushed that amongst the people that I work with, where it's just like, you can blow up off of one thing.
Oh, yeah.
It could happen.
Big time.
Yeah. You could have one TikTok blow up to 500,000 in a day. Boom. You've got 50,000 plays on Spotify. Yes. You're racking cash. You know what I mean?
But you got to know how to carry up with that, too.
Right.
You can't just be like, oh, I got this. Now I can just sit back and relax.
Right.
You know
Inconsistency has been my issue.
Yeah,
I've had so much music that I want to
You need a social media manager?
Appreciate the plug, dog. That was good. That was really good. That was smooth. Smooth like butter.
You talked yourself right into it, man.
All right, so last one here. Yeah. I guess there's a poster that says "Trust no sweets."
Trust no suits. You can't.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
My bad. So it's got a three-eyed goat on it. What is the significance behind that?
It's in a lot of your pictures, and clearly, I think it's in your studio, right?
I finally got to hang that up in my studio.
Okay.
It's taken 2 years, but I've had it for 2 years. I don't know if you guys are big in like the skate scene.
I am.
Like Sketchy Tank and stuff, like when that first dropped, like around Zoomies, we were huge into that. Everybody was just like Sketchy Tank, like everything for that. So as soon as I got that, I'm just like, all right, cool, I'm just gonna rep that. Like I have no like super duper meaning besides I'm like, hey, that kind of looks cool.
I mean, it does. You got it.
I got a few posters like that.
I assume you have like a I think it's a mirror. You take the one picture that I saw with it in the background, and then I saw another one. And I think it was a selfie, and then another one where you had a reel on Instagram or something, and it was in the background.
Yep.
And maybe there was some significance because I guess I didn't see. The rest of the wall was nothing. So I was just like, there must be something. You know, it's centered in the wall. It must mean something to him.
I've moved the studio since then. It actually went into another room, so I've moved the studio like 12 times over the last year.
Jesus, I would hate that.
Believe me, I hate it.
Oh my god.
But
it's so stressful.
Back wall now, if you ever see it, I've got signed Hollywood Undead stuff up there.
Oh
yeah.
So
I have one signed Hollywood Undead hat. It's in really bad condition because when I got it, I was like 15 and I accidentally left it outside in the winter. And we had a pool in the back. We had the pool in the back. So what happened is it fell into the pool. I didn't know, and it was a white hat. So I couldn't see it. I didn't know. It fell into the pool. And I shit you not, probably a week, maybe a month goes by. And I pull it out of the snow because I saw it, because it got buried in the snow. So it was like in ice, and it was in the snow. I had to break the ice like in the pool. I was pissed. I have that. I have that. Yeah, right. I have that, and I have just one old shirt that I used to wear that is, if I wore it now, is tight as fuck. But I have to keep it because it's like, my first merch. My parents actually got it for me. They went to go see Rock USA, and they were there, and they knew that I was fans of them. And I was like, yo, can you give me some stuff? And they got me the hat. They got me the shirt.
Oh yeah,
so it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I've got photos of them signed before they signed it actually before they got signed.
Really?
For their initial, because they actually started back in 2005. And they didn't hit huge until like 2008. So I've got stuff signed by them from there too. And then I've got a plate from one of their guitars that's signed by a few of them. So huge fanboy moment there.
Somebody in chat in our live chat here is saying cough merch cough.
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Oh, is the 3-eyed goat tied into that? No. Okay.
I actually had an original line.
Okay.
So this hat's actually one of them. It's the 608 hat.
Turn that around. We got footage now. Yeah, what do you got?
You hold that up. Only a few people.
You can keep talking about it, of course.
Make sure you get
3 people.
I will.
There's 3 people in the world that own that hat.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a full black snapback. This obviously you can tell by the condition. It's just absolute. It's been old. But yeah, we got 3 hats. And we had 3 original Ace Wild.
Ace Wild without a hat, by the way, exposed.
Yeah, it doesn't happen very often anymore.
CWHipHop exclusive.
Yeah, right. We'll post it as like a little snippet on the Instagram. Yes, dude.
But I had a merch drop like early on. There was like a few sweatshirts. Day One's the only one that has a sweatshirt and a hat combo. All the other stuff has been lost pretty much to the stars. But we have new stuff on the way. My graphic designer, the guy who made my original logo, he's working on a few things right now, and I'm really trying to push that once the album drops. So once we get that rolling around,
do you have a release date for that, by the way? I guess I didn't ask that before. Is there a release date?
Later this year.
Okay.
I understand. I have 3 more full music videos to drop before that. Before I can actually
3 of them.
3 of them.
Damn.
So
all right,
a lot of meaning.
Man's working.
A lot of meaning.
Man's working. Man's eating. Oh my gosh. And now we're gonna get into the Instagram side of the social media deep dive.
Let's go.
And the first thing I got in here is a pretty important one in my opinion. What the hell is wildcard mafia? I see it everywhere. Hashtag that. Hashtag this. It's on your Instagram bio. It's your TikTok name. What is that?
That's my personalized brand.
Okay.
So nothing behind it besides the fact that it's there.
Okay.
Somebody had mentioned it one day because my old rep was Straight Blessed Music. That's what we were rocking with.
Okay.
And so since I left them, I'm like, all right, the people at the time were associating me still with Straight Blessed. I needed something different at the time.
Yep.
So I was just like, all right, what can I do with Wildcard? You know what I mean? It was just like, that was a huge song for me. It's not out very much anymore, but I was like, what can I do with this? And somebody's like, about Wildcard Mafia. I'm like, no, that sounds pretty cool. I'm just going to run with it. So now I just kind of post it everywhere, and it's just kind of like a low-bound thing that's going to rise eventually. It's just
I was going to say, you have it kind of just in the background, which is kind of cool. It's just, you're building the hype for it, which is nice.
So is it more like the name of your fan base, or is it are you thinking of a label eventually, or
It can go either way.
Both,
yeah?
To be honest. That could easily be both.
Wildcard Mafia, it's just kind of you got stands for Eminem, not a lot of people have fan base called. When I was with, doing the Hollywood Undead stuff, it was Undead Army. That's what they started calling soldiers, stuff like that.
Undead forever.
I liked Mafia, you know what I mean? I was just it kind of rolls off the tongue that way. Let's rock with it.
Yeah. No, I think it sounds great. And honestly, I was just about to ask you where you came up with the name. So, perfect.
Look at that.
And on a lot of your pictures, you got tattoos. And I can see them now.
Yes, sir.
Any of them significant? Any of them have meaning? Any of them... Do you? Which one is your favorite? Which one is your least favorite? Give us the rundown.
No least favorites. My artist is absolutely fantastic.
That's what I like to hear.
Lacrosse.
Shout out to the artist. What?
Zane Decker.
Zane Decker.
Works
all right.
at Golden Heart Tattoo in Lacrosse.
All right.
And I'm next week, actually a week from today, I'm going to finish the sleeve finally. It's only taken me 4 years, but I'm getting it done. Finally. So
Awesome though.
CWHipHop exclusive.
Yeah, right.
But I told him just go with it, bro.
What was your first one?
The Skull and Rose.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first one, and he's just
Okay.
like, do you want to make a sleeve out of it? And I'm just like, yeah, sure. And he's like, do you want anything specific? I'm like, nope.
No, just okay. So no, not really any significance. You just like the body art.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just because that's the plan.
Your goals are with Ace Wild, man.
Definitely dropping that album this year. I really want to get it done. I've been sitting on it since January. It's been just sitting there, and obviously with tracks. Conscious I sat on for 2 years pretty much. You know what I mean?
I can't believe you sat on that for that long.
I know.
I really
It's
can't.
just
that. Bro, that song goes so goddamn hard.
But all the other tracks, and a few of these guys know that it's even better.
Okay.
Like to see progression and stuff like that. I just want to continue to progress. I don't want to waste time anymore. I don't want to be inconsistent. I want to be based on a schedule.
When we're gonna get the only ace, by the way, OnlyFans. That's what they want.
Soon.
That's what they want.
Soon. It's still in the works. It's a wildcard mafia thing. You wouldn't get it.
Yeah, it's in the background right now.
But yeah, no, you're good. Moving forward, I definitely want to establish myself as that kind of artist. Have that fan base. That's really what I really wanted to push. And I already have that. And I'm very thankful and appreciative of anybody that likes my music.
Course,
you know what I mean? It's huge. Super huge.
Yeah, even any kind of support, doesn't matter how big or small, like it helps.
Oh yeah, and, anything helps. People really don't realize like one share could.
One comment even.
Yeah.
Like it. Just like the post.
The algorithms that we have to deal with now is insane. Facebook right now. I don't know if you guys have noticed that.
I feel like I'm going through a college course when I'm trying to figure them out.
Facebook algorithms right now are the worst. Instagram's kind of heightened up a little bit, thank God. But, I mean, not the greatest, but like, but Facebook has been super duper dead for the last few weeks, so.
You know about TikTok's algorithm? Do you understand that motherfucker?
That's a snake. You can't figure out where that thing's going.
Oh, you can, trust me.
Well, I mean, maybe you can. I can't.
A lot of it is, they use like Snapchats, you know how you put a filter on your face? They use that. For every single video that they process, they put it through so they see your body language, they see the background, they see what your facial expressions are. They go off of how attractive you are, how ugly you might be. They go off of what you're saying, they go off of how your mouth is.
That's why I sucked on there.
It's kind of insane how in-depth. That's why, like, once you watch 3 TikToks and like all 3 of those, that's all the content you're seeing then.
Yep.
Because they know
For you page.
It's absolutely just mind-boggling.
Oh, yeah.
Their algorithm. And I could go on about this for days. I'm sorry.
No, dude. I totally understand. It's
fuck.
Like as an independent artist and having your own content to push too. Like I mean, you especially, like everybody here knows. You know what I mean? You have some sort of content you're trying to push. Trying to figure that stuff out can get very, very agonizing.
And not only that, like you look up videos or like tutorials, and it's like everybody has a different outlook on it. So nobody really knows.
In every aspect too. You can look up mixing. Somebody's got a different thing to do, and like with this dawn, you got. And it's just like, okay, what am I supposed to do here?
Facts.
Why isn't it just?
Yeah, it feels like you're drowning almost.
Oh yeah.
Like why isn't there like just a default? What can we do now instead of like after I start making money or getting fans?
Right. But I'm gonna tell you that grind that everybody's putting in, especially at this table, it's gonna be worth it.
Oh, fuck yes.
No way.
We see
this
it. We
stuff
see
is gonna be out. So.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. And the biggest thing is keeping the momentum, keeping the consistency, continuing.
That's been the biggest issue in my career. Just with everything happening, especially with personal life.
Momentum can be hard.
You take a few months. You take a few months off, and it's just like you're trying to figure out your life. You don't know where you're gonna live, stuff like that. It can be hard.
I didn't even know. I was telling you before the show how we had to live at his house for a while.
Right.
I didn't even have a setup for months, and I had a very good base of fans that would come watch my live streams on YouTube or Twitch, and I was doing it very consistently, and then I couldn't for months, and that just fucked everything up for me. It was horrible.
I feel that.
It was so bad.
Big thing that I've noticed when taking breaks, even on social media for a couple months, it's really difficult to get that traction that you had going before that little break back even.
It is.
It's kind of nuts.
You almost like you hurt yourself because you stopped.
Yeah, 100%.
But at the same time, it's just like, what are you doing while you're taking that break? That's super duper huge. Sure. What are you doing for yourself? What are you doing for your mental health?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how are you trying to better yourself throughout that? Because if you don't do that, then you really didn't do anything. You just kind of were just distant. That's all it was.
Yeah, I understand that.
So one of the questions here was, what was your goals with Wildcard Mafia? We kind of talked about it.
Like
You were kind of just like it was a hidden thing, but like for the just placing it on something, call it your fan base.
Go a bit more in depth with it.
What kind of goals would you want for your fans that listen to your music? Is there anything you want to make sure that they kind of know when they become a fan of your music that they should kind of take in within their own life or things like that?
I don't have fans. It's all family. Everybody's here for a reason.
Yep.
It's always been like that. I can tell you one thing. Our first show in Chicago, we had a group of 14 people. Those 14 people that I've had have been very consistent in every single show that I play.
Dude,
doesn't matter how far. Milwaukee,
way.
Chicago, Minneapolis, doesn't matter. They always make the travel, and that's always been super duper huge for me, and I'm super thankful for that.
Hell yes. We need to get him on every show because we have 14 more people coming.
Yeah, moving forward, Wildcard Mafia, you can just put that as the fan base.
Okay.
That's what it's going
to be. Family.
Right now.
I mean, shit, man. I think you're doing a good job with it, kind of having it in the background, but also, like, people see it. I know I saw it. So if anybody's going on your social media, they're going to see it. I almost feel like you should really start. I mean, maybe not like super hard, but post about it a little bit. Make a WCM logo or something like that. Do some more elusive stuff, because like I was saying in that first post that you ever had on, well, not the first post ever, but the first post that's on your Instagram as of now, it being vague and like less descriptive and a little bit mysterious. Mm-hmm. That is a good way of pushing things. Mm-hmm. Making people question or have questions is a very good thing. Right. So you should start. I feel like you should start pushing that, especially if you want that to be like the name of your community or your family. Give them the name now, bro.
Yeah,
it also makes people feel like they're a part of something.
Exactly. It'll help
fans sooner.
Exactly, and it'll help them come back.
It's a huge grasp. You're right.
Do you want to keep going, man? Go ahead.
Yeah, so plans for music and shows, I guess, in the future. Is there anywhere that you would want to say, if you were to go to tour, you want to hit this spot?
I mean, right now it's just kind of making sure that Wisconsin I'm known. You know what I mean? Because if I'm going to rep this state, I want to be known here. And this right here, sitting right here, is definitely a huge push, and I appreciate you guys for doing that. Because, like, as you guys said, the scene isn't as huge as some states. Go down to Illinois, it's Chicago.
It's kind of non-existent here.
Yeah.
So, you know, just
having
this kind of outlet is crazy. So Wisconsin is definitely the first big thing. Stevie and I have talked a few times. We're like, you know, we should kind of do pull a little tour together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would love to tour. I haven't gone on tour, but I've been a part of that tour life, just being a fan and just kind of watching. That's all I do on YouTube. I watch behind the scenes stuff. I see the personal side of artists and stuff like that. So, you know, watching that, it's just like, you know, tour can get crazy. You know, whatever you do is whatever you do, but I would love to go on tour. Whether I'm opening, whether it's my headlining tour, it doesn't matter, dude. I want the experience.
Yeah.
I love doing shows.
So tying into that a little bit, I was talking about how I went to that BSC Airbnb weekend. The manager of all these artists, the guy that hosts it all, puts it together, he's actually putting in the works right now, a tour around Wisconsin. He wants to bring his artists all the way to every city.
All right.
So, and I told him the other day on a phone call, we're having an Eau Claire artist. He wants more people from the Northwoods. He has a lot of people because they do a lot of shows in Chicago and shit like that. So he's got a lot of Southern fans. But they want to, you know, reach up to the sky, up to the north. And I was like, yo, we got now SB Stevie I know is there. We got 2 artists, and TYB's in Eau Claire. We got 3 artists.
We got a couple more that I know
could. Yeah, I just don't know them offhand.
Yeah,
I guess. But like that, bro. He's already got you in mind. If you want to fucking tour, bro.
I'm down for it, man.
Setting it up.
Especially after, you know, hopefully this COVID stuff kind of falls down a little bit. That would be super nice. Yeah, that would be a dream come true.
That'd be fucking
I appreciate
awesome,
that.
I really do. I agree. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we kind of touched on those
plans for shows in the future. Yeah, we did.
Yep. And then I'll just kind of go to the last one here. Any future goals that you have in your life, just kind of in general? Anything you kind of want to hit milestones? Any I don't want to call it bucket list, but
Matt,
something you want.
Where's Matt gonna go?
I want to get to the point where I don't have to rely on a 9-to-5. That's definitely huge for me. Yep. I mean, it's like cliche as that sounds. That's definitely huge for me. And whatever I got to do to sacrifice to make that, you know,
of course,
obviously with good intent, whatever I got to do that, I'm gonna do. I'm willing to sacrifice anything, pretty much at this point. So.
That's what I like to hear.
The game has swallowed me. It's here. Hip hop is me now.
It becomes life after a bit.
It does. I agree. I mean, what about like future goals, like family or things like that? Is there going to be any Ace Wild Juniors?
Man just got over a heartbreak, bro. You can't be bringing up babies right away.
Bro,
That's the funny thing.
We gotta think about the future, bro.
Having people message me after that song, they're like, "Oh my god, man, are you okay?" I'm just like, "Bro, this song has been done for months. I'm fine." Like, are you really going through it? I'm just like, "Yeah." I mean, I feel like a poser trying to put these heartbreak little emojis in my posts. I'm like, I'm not feeling like that, man.
Bro. And now they're in your recent emojis for like the next month.
Yeah, and I'm just posting everywhere. And just like everybody's like, "Oh my god, are you okay, man?" I'm just like, "Yeah, bro, I'm fine. Leave me alone. It's a song, though.
It's just a song." That's too funny.
It's a timing thing, but yeah, no. Definitely plans moving forward. Kids, maybe later down the road. I want to hit tour
first.
I need tour life first.
Yeah, I understand. You gotta blow up first. I got you.
I gotta have that. Kids need to be at my disposal. You know.
Yeah.
It's gotta be my choice.
Of course.
You know
I understand that. No, 100%. And then that kind of ties in to this next question, last question for this last part here. Do you see yourself being a Wisconsin artist just forever? Do you want to like blow up in Wisconsin? Do you want to be the guy that like when they think of Wisconsin hip hop, Ace Wild's up there on that list?
I thought about it for the longest time, and especially moving out of my hometown, as you can whatever you want to call it, where I lived for the last few years, where I started music, knowing how much we don't have, number one, but how much we could have, the amount of talent that we have here, most definitely. I'm going to be repping the state until I'm done.
That's what's up.
Which I don't think I'm ever going to be done. So, I mean, yeah, 4 years into it, you know, you could change your mind. As of right now, that's not the vision. The vision is just to keep going. And if I got to rep this state, we're going to do it all the way through.
Of course.
I'm going to do whatever I can to just kind of show, hey, you know, we're not just cheese, cows and beer.
I got a good story.
Yeah, he's got a good story about that.
I made so the first like promotional post that I ever did for our Instagram to get us, you know, a good jump in followers and to kind of get our name out there, not just in Wisconsin, was a post that I paid for a bigger Instagram page who also posts like mostly hip hop memes or hip hop things. So they got somewhat of a music fan base. And I thought it was a good spot. Pretty cheap promo, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
I did like a 10-card slide. Like, you know how you can do that on Instagram? I got 10 cards.
Oh, yeah.
10 pictures. And a lot of them, considering that the page was mostly memes, I did about, I think, 7 or 8 memes of CWHipHop memes. You might, if you look at our Instagram, we got CWHipHop memes. I got to make more of those. I'm lacking. But I did that, and then at the last 2 was like promoting the podcast and promoting how we have a live show every Wednesday and like and everything. And like I might have went a little too hard on the caption. I gave this guy like a book for a caption because he told me I could do whatever I wanted. So I was like, I want to make sure everybody knows what this is. You know, I want to be explanatory, if that's
explainable.
Yeah, that's good. That's good word.
But it got some positive feedback. I'm not gonna lie, a lot of positive feedback, but also a lot of negative feedback. Which again, good publicity either way. I was cool with it. Shit ton of engagement because I literally replied to every single comment on that post. And I would even like play along. Like there's a couple jokes. There was like, damn, I didn't know they had rap in Wisconsin. I just thought it was cow tipping.
Yep.
What do you guys rap about? Cheddar cheese? What do you guys rap about? Milk? who do we got over there? Lil Swiss?
Oh my God.
Lil Cow Tipper?
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of jokes, but I went along with it because it's like, you know, be positive, go along with it, be like, yo, good joke, like, hope you check it out. Like, I guarantee you're going to find somebody that you like. Like, we got a lot of talent. And all around, like, I think it was pretty, I mean, just for publicity reasons in general, it was positive, but
Okay.
it was a really good post, and like I said,
those
it
comments
ties
got
into
me.
the comments. Yeah. It was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah,
I had a great day at work that day. That's all I gotta say. I was just sitting on my phone all day replying to these comments. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I was at work actually just watching as you're replying to these comments. I'm like, this is hilarious. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I got quite a good laugh out of
That
that.
shit's so fucking funny.
All right, so we kind of closed out where you want to go. So now you kind of have the floor here. Anything you want to promote?
You can ask us questions, go in depth about anything we talked about or anything else you want to talk about, or just talk about whatever the hell you want to talk about, man. Go ahead, you got the floor.
All right,
You're the interviewer.
First thing, July 24th, SB Stevie and I were pulling a show at the Cavalier in La Crosse. Doors open at 7 p.m. It's $10 a head. It's an 18-plus show. Yeah, that's going to be dope. But other than that, what's your guys' plans moving forward? What do you guys want to do? What's some of the goals?
In terms of just CW Hip Hop?
Yeah, CW.
Yeah, so I guess kind of a quick overview of why we did it. Wanted to help promote Prizm's music. And then going into that, it was kind of like, how do we get it on the radio? You can't. So why don't we start our own radio station? See if there's anybody else in our boat with it, and just kind of started digging through the internet and finding out there's other artists in here. We knew a few from Wassa, but just kind of giving a spot for everybody to be kind of put in one platform so we can hear everybody, all the talent just in one spot. There wasn't really any of that. You could go on SoundCloud, you can go on Spotify and maybe find a few, but nothing like what we've got now. And I didn't think
God.
I didn't think we were going to get this many. Honestly, 15. I was like, we're going to get 15 artists, and we'll work with that. Like, that's good enough to start. We're at like pushing 60 now.
Yeah.
So what I would want to see here is obviously promote more of the local music, but also start promoting live shows like what you got going. Like make it a platform so if somebody wants to go see a live artist, because I am so goddamn bored around here. Like there's nothing to do except drink. And
cow tipping,
cheese. Making cheese and butter.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I be churning out my butter like just about every night, man. I gotta stop doing it one of these days.
Running a business with that, man.
So yeah, just kind of making a platform for artists to be able to come to, and having the artists, fans come to and find other artists around there, and just making it a scene because there isn't much here.
Right.
So having the shows being promoted on here, bringing artists in for interviews, giving them a platform to kind of explain what they are doing with the music. I didn't realize how many artists actually have messages in their songs versus just making just hip hop music. So like Jedamiz is one that he's really trying to make a good impact with his music kind of thing. Doesn't really swear in there. So that was something that we picked out from an interview with him. So just giving them that platform to explain their music past the music and just social media, and just kind of getting a feel for if you do go bigger into this. you're going to have to go promote your stuff. You're going to have to go into radio shows. You're going to sign merch. So just having those small things and making it kind of more normal than...
Yeah, and it's almost like, this is, like, I don't want to, we're serious, we take this seriously, so I don't want to call it a practice, but this is like, you know, it's still a small studio, small name.
That's
right. Like this is somewhat giving you, like he was saying, practice for like when you do blow up and you do have to go on those radio shows or podcasts or whatever it may be. And going off of what he was saying, yeah, it's really, we just want it to be a platform for artists in Wisconsin, and it's kind of perfect, the fact that we're stationed in the middle of the state.
Right.
Like literally the middle.
Anybody listening,
Central,
I know some people don't know CW stands for Central Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Around here we just kind of know it, but
we're located in Wausau/Weston, for anybody who wants to know. So again,
100 miles to any border. We're dead center.
Literally dead center. It's kind of crazy. So that's going to help bring, you know, if we have that central hub, I guess this is my thought process on it. We have that central hub, we have that central community, that family, you know, the CW Hip Hop fam, and we pull it all into one area. It'll make it, it'll be bigger, especially considering it's in the middle. And all these artists that are all spread out, in the beginning, we noticed a lot that, first of all, they didn't know how to promote their music or push it, so we wanted to give them that platform for that. And also, they didn't know how to network with each other. Nobody was working with each other. Nobody really even knew about each other.
Nobody really knew.
Nobody knew anybody.
A couple buddies.
Like, they had 2 other friends that made music, yet there's 7 other ones in their town, right next door making music. And this will give more of a spotlight on those people that are, you know, putting the work in, trying to blow up, trying to make something for Wisconsin. And like you were saying, we want to put Wisconsin on the map in terms of music, because they're really, unless you're making country or rock music, you're not going to be doing anything in Wisconsin.
Or you're a cover
artist, exactly.
Cover bands.
God, I hate cover bands.
How many times?
But
yeah, just making it more of a community. Like you can do it by yourself, it is possible, but it's easier to do it with more people. And if we all kind of interact with each other, everybody's going to go further than what you were just a couple of buddies doing it by themselves. You can go on to CWHipHop.com under the artist and actually look through the list and see where an artist is in your city. I want to kind of do some things where we
all their socials are on there too as well.
Yeah, socials, links to songs. We have pictures of all the artists, so you can kind of put a face to the music. Just kind of making it more personal so that you can actually build a fan base and not just have to hope you blow up on SoundCloud or something.
Right. Because at the end of the day, like numbers are good. You know, numbers are going to be good and whatever. But if you don't have those returning fans, you don't got anything.
That's facts.
You're a one-hit wonder pretty much at that point. So.
And you don't want to be that.
No, thank you.
You don't want to be that.
Can't be Vanilla Ice out here.
Jesus.
All right. Well, I think that's a good...
I was going to say, is there anything else that we might have touched on that you want to talk more in depth on that you didn't just quite get to say enough, or any other questions for us? Maybe individually or whatever? Go ahead. You got the floor, Doc.
What's the move for Prizm?
Ooh, what's the move for
Prizm?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I'm currently working on a project, actually.
We can show you after this, by the way.
Yeah, I'll show you some of the songs on there, but I've recently rebranded from MT to Prizm, because MT kind of stood as my darker side and like just very dark, aggressive rap. And now I'm taking a more emotional side to it. Okay. And like and so I'm working on my first ever project, which should be out by the end of the year. I'm hoping so. I'm putting a lot of work into it.
Stop sleeping in so late.
I'll call them out.
Fight me.
CW Hip Hop exclusive.
But yeah, I mean, that's mainly what I'm working on right now. Anything else in there that you were thinking?
You gonna do some live shows? Like, do your live
I
performance?
really want to do some live shows. Right now, the biggest issue is at my normal job, I work weekends.
Oh, okay. I see.
And so I only get like 2 weekends off a year.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And he works like 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. So it's, you might not be thinking, like not just Quick Trip on the weekend. No, he's in a factory 3 a.m.
It's the most oddball schedule.
It's really weird. Yes.
That's terrible.
So he's not really able to do it.
So I'm not really able to do performing right now. Okay. But I am. Well, I'm not going to say that on.
Yeah, I understand. No worries. Recording. But of course, we'll get to the point. We'll get to the point where you can go to live shows. That we'll just say that.
Yeah.
That's in the works. Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. Hell yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of one thing with CW Hip Hop, was making sure he got some recognition and getting his actual music career going so he could do those live shows. Because I want to go support you on your shows, bro.
Hell yeah, no.
I'll be right, bro.
We all, now that we're all part of the family, that's what we all do here. We share everything.
Yes,
that's my plan,
that's
man. I ain't the one just, I work for myself, whatever. Like, I make my own content, but man, if you're the homie, I'm gonna share it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
of course.
That's how we act out here.
Hell yeah. And I like that attitude.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Where can the listener find you on social medias?
So on Instagram, it is ace_wild_official. On Facebook, it is ace_wild_LAX musician. And on TikTok and Twitter, it's @wildcard mafia.
Perfect. Go give them a follow, and then you
BVNC,
can follow me.
Yeah,
you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at bvnc95. Garke, where can the listener find you at?
You can find me on pretty much every platform at Garke, but you can follow me on Instagram at GarkeGains, GarkeGainz. And honestly, I'm really happy if you guys listen to this podcast. This has been a fantastic podcast. I appreciate everybody who listened in and joined in. Thank you.
Yeah. On Prizm, you can find me on Instagram at prizmrap, PRIZMRAP, and on Facebook is Prizm as well.
And then social media for CWHipHop, CWHipHop on Facebook, Instagram, and then CWHipHop R&B on Twitter. We also have, what do we have? Snapchat, TikTok.
We got Snapchat, TikTok. YouTube is starting now. I just got the graphics up for that. I just made, I made the first ever podcast, the first ever, YouTube only, first ever podcast is going to be going up soon. I got it almost done. So we'll get that out. I'm going to try to push all the other ones as fast as possible so then we can get these newer ones out. Because I don't want to just post episode 21 after episode 1, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Hit us up on all those.
SoundCloud,
Spotify, yes, sorry.
Also, we're going to plug in our patreon.com/CWHipHop. We do have Tracy supporting us each month.
Thank you, Tracy.
Appreciate that. If you want to support CWHipHop, you can go over there. We do appreciate anything you give.
Hell yes. And we appreciate even the likes, comments, and shares you guys have been giving us. It's been fucking awesome. Honestly, like my man Ace was saying, I've been seeing a lot more people who are willing to just support, and that's what we need. That's all of us need that. Every single one of us. And so if we just do it for each other, we're chilling.
Yeah,
that's right.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
This has been a fantastic podcast.
Yeah, I loved it.
This has been good.
Welcome back anytime, Ace.
Man.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
On platform.
Whenever the hell you want to come on.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your night.
Appreciate you guys joining in. Peace out.
Peace.